Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just want to play a game with you. This is my second video that I ever uploaded in this channel. And I want to play a game with you. It's called Who You Think I Voted For. Now I'm going to break it down to show you my thought process. And by the end of the video, I'm going to tell you who I voted for and why. So I'll be breaking it down piece by piece so you could find out and see if you guessed correctly and why I did it. And of course, the comments are down below, open to argument or opinions, because I'm not here to censor nobody. That's why we don't like a lot of websites, because they censor. So why would I do that to you? Open mind, open voice, boy. Now let's get into the video and see where we end up. So I want to check out this channel with you guys. Is Puerto Rico is dying. The channel is called Cogito or something like that. Guys, I really encourage you guys to check out this video. The person is not Puerto Rican, but I do gotta admit that they did a good job representing. And I feel that as a Puerto Rican, I really like how he broke it down. And I encourage everybody to go over there and like the video, subscribe. I'm not here to steal anybody's content. Or no, like legitly, he deserves all the credit. But I want to show something very important as a Puerto Rican, how I feel about Donald Trump. So let's get into this and see this little short right here.
The hurricane, they say, was a problem. The greater tragedy is the lack of government action.
There's a lot of old people here in Puerto Rico. They need help.
Yeah.
You know, it's no, we can't let them die. We can't let them die.
I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
Ain't that some
Hey,
shit?
homeowner, is your HVAC unit in bad
Are you serious? Bro.
shape and in need of replacement? Here at Addicts,
Bro,
On
you
the
said
20th
it.
of September
at a- at-
2017, Hurricane Maria slammed into Puerto Rico, burying entire towns. The island's infrastructure, crippled by years of austerity, collapsed.
Yep.
500,000 homes
No one
were
cares.
destroyed or damaged,
No one
and
cares
the
about
entire
us.
power grid was destroyed. The federal government's response was slow and inept. President Trump refused to waive the Jones Act until the 28th of September, which delayed the response and increased costs.
So why hasn't the government issued a waiver for the so-called Jones Act, as it
Isn't
did
that some
to
crazy?
help Florida and Texas recover from hurricanes?
We have a lot of shippers and a lot of people people that work in the shipping industry that don't
Bro.
want the Jones Act lifted.
When it was finally waived, it was only for 10 days. 9 days after Hurricane Harvey hit Houston, FEMA had approved $141.8 million in aid. 9 days after Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, FEMA had approved just $6.2 million.
Damn.
The United States was slow in deploying helicopters and
Bro.
hospital ships for weeks,
For
while
weeks.
victims of the storm fought to survive one of the deadliest hurricanes in American history. Abandoned communities in Puerto Rico had no power, food, water, gas, or medicine. People were forced to drink water from toxic Superfund sites. Ordinary Puerto Ricans came together in brigades to clear roads,
It's
deliver
rough.
food and
It's
water.
rough.
Along the way,
been
we
rough.
come across a caravan
For
of more
years.
than 100 volunteers.
Just since I
all
was
church
born,
members
before
who
that.
are traveling across the island distributing food and water.
Meanwhile, FEMA, the US military, and the local government failed to reach isolated communities for weeks.
For weeks.
It took a full year to restore electricity to
It's
the
still
entire
not recovered.
island.
2025,
2 weeks after
still
the
not recovered,
disaster,
bro.
President Donald Trump visited Puerto Rico and infamously tossed paper towels
Yep.
at hurricane victims. As thousands of Puerto Ricans were fighting for survival, he said Puerto Ricans want everything done for them. After Hurricane Harvey, Trump told Texans,
To those Americans who have lost loved ones, all of America is grieving with you, and our hearts are joined with
See
yours
this?
forever. We are here with you today. We are with you tomorrow, and we will be with you every single day after.
After Hurricane Maria, Trump tweeted at Puerto Ricans, his fellow Americans, we can't keep FEMA in Puerto Rico
You see
forever.
this?
FEMA usually stays in disaster areas for years.
All right.
Trump's
All right. This is why Puerto Ricans don't like Trump. This is why. Because Trump has not shown love to Puerto Rico. Think about the billions that they've sent across overseas to Ukraine, to Israel, to everybody, bro. They've sent millions, especially this last Biden administration sent so much money everywhere in the world. But us, as an American colony, bro, as an American colony, we were forgotten. We were left behind. We are American citizens. We got war veterans. We pay taxes. We have helped America. We've been there since the beginning. And this is how they treat us. As second-class citizens. Like we don't matter. Like we're the last on earth. They'll help before they help anybody anywhere else. They rather help anybody as politics. That's why I don't believe in politicians. Because it's all policies. I mean, politics, bro. And that's the fact. That's the fact. And that's the reason, like, why we don't, unless I see Donald Trump do something for the Puerto Rican people, what are we talking about? You know? Okay, guys, here's subject number 2. Now let's see. Let's put it to the test. It's controversial.
Taiwan's Lin Yuting secured another medal in the boxing ring Sunday morning against
go.
Bulgaria's Svetlana Staneva. But the match didn't end without controversy. Staneva made an X symbol with her fingers, purportedly referring to female chromosomes. Something her opponent and another female boxer, Iman Khalif of Algeria, are accused of not having. And her coach, implying judges were influenced to award the win to Lin. Many fans like this one say,
So let me tell you this. Let me tell you what I think. Let me tell you what I think. I have friends, I have family that identify as a different gender. I have friends, I have good friends. People I love, bro. People that are really good friends. Like, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with what gender you identify as. I have no problem how you live your life. Now, I do gotta admit, as a Puerto Rican, if I see a boxer that's like what I consider in my head, in my brain, that's technically a man beating up a woman, I don't like it. That's just nature for me. Like, bro, I just can't pass it. Like, dude, I could do anything. It's like every common sense thing. I don't care what you do as long as you're not hurting me or my family. I don't care what you do as long as people are not getting hurt. You understand? Now people are getting hurt. So that's the difference. That's the difference. When people are getting hurt. Now, I don't care. I don't care. I believe in your rights. I believe you have the right to do as you wish. But I also agree you shouldn't be in the bathroom with women. As a husband, I don't want no man inside the bathroom. That's just, I'm not gonna lie, that's just common sense to me, bro. Like, just don't do these things and we're good. It's simple. Don't do these things. There's only 2 things. Like, it's enough through history that men want to take everything from females. Everything, bro. They want to take everything. They took the kitchen and they became the chef. Now we are the masters. They like everything women have. Now we're going to take Women's Day. We're going to take women's sports. We're going to take... So how are you helping women when you're just another guy taking advantage and taking what belongs to women, bro? Like, just don't hurt. Like, you shouldn't be in... That's the controversy. That's how you avoid everything. You could get away with 99% of stuff. Just don't do those 2 things. It's simple. It's simple. But that's just my brain. But I have nothing. I'm not. It's just those 2 things that bother me. So where the hell do I stand? Now, subject number 3. Another controversial subject. Let's take a look. Before I even say anything, let's take a look.
When Americans
See what's up.
turned on their TVs in the early 1990s, one contentious issue was hard to miss: immigration.
Is immigration good for America?
The federal government won't stop them at the border.
You spend $5.5 billion a year to support them.
There's a right way. There's a wrong way.
At the time, there were around 5 million undocumented immigrants in the U.S. And most Americans saw immigrants as a burden on the country, taking jobs, housing, and healthcare, and thought immigration as a whole should be decreased.
Damn.
Our country is invaded by immigrants who are like cancer cells.
Like cancer? What the hell?
On a tough-on-immigration platform and took control of Congress. Democrats were pushed to adopt tough positions on immigration, too.
They flip-flop, bro. Don't trust the government. They flip-flop constantly.
In 1996, President Bill Clinton signed a major piece of legislation, the Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act, or IRA-IRA. Its goal was to decrease the number of undocumented immigrants.
Okay.
It did the opposite.
What? Alright. Obviously, go to the channel, see the video, like it if you like it. I'm not going to tell you what to like, but there's the channel. Guys, me? Alright, this is a hard subject for me, bro, because in Latino Americans, which are Latinos are from Latin America. That's where the word come from. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm Hispanic because I come from Spain. I have like 70% DNA from Spain, from Spaniards. Not because by choice, but because they forced it on us. The other is like African and slave. You know, you gotta look into the history of Puerto Rico. So I'm mixed, but I'm not Latino because I'm not from Latin America. I am Hispanic. So I do get treated different. The Latino people do treat us different because we're American citizens. And to be honest, they kind of envy that, you know? But there's a lot of good people that I've met in the Latino community. A lot of good people that have been like brothers, a lot of sisters, and some people that I truly love. And I love them with my heart. I'm not going to say they were all legal. That's the problem. The problem is legal and illegal. But I do love those people. On the other hand, coming from Puerto Rico, suffering from the heroin pandemic where my dad got AIDS, suffering from the heroin pandemic where my wife lost both her parents to heroin and AIDS. Both. She's been an orphan her whole life. We're so anti-drug. And living in the ghetto, having to see gangs and having to see like stuff go down. Like I don't like illegals that come in to expand crime. I don't like that. You know, you're asking me to accept you and the worst part of you just because I love you as a good person. When I'm talking about the good people that come here legally or illegally, they're good people looking for a better life. But at the same time, you're asking me to accept these criminals that are making society worse. And we as the people that live in the ghetto, as the people that don't make 30K or more a year, we make less than that. We suffer the most. So you asking us to do something is really split. You're asking us to look the other way and live a more shit life to accept you. And being a father, that's a very hard thing to do. Because my people suffered to be here. My people fought, and they still fight to this day to be here. And you're asking me to give up things that my people died for you. And ruin the future of my kids for your kids. That's a very hard thing to do. A very hard thing to do indeed. But I don't like the criminal element that you guys bring. So this is heartbreaking. And what choice do I make? So obviously there's a bunch of problems in America. America needs fixing. I'm talking about places like Chicago, New York, Bridgeport, Connecticut, where I lived for years and years. Broken with homeless everywhere. Homeless people, the streets, potholes, everything just messed up. America needs fixing. The school system is a mess. There's all the school buses break down every 3 days. Like, everything is just so nonsense. America needs fixing so much. And that's why it doesn't make any sense to me that we send so much money overseas. And not to places like Puerto Rico, like Guam, which is a colony. Our brothers in Guam. And we also got Hawaii, which is also suffering from the American takeover. But somehow we forget about our American citizens, like us, Puerto Ricans, and we forget about the Americans themselves. We're literally, every time we get paid, we're missing a chunk of our money that could go to our grocery, that could go to clothing ourselves, that could go for paying rent, because we are all held hostage by the increasing amount of rent. But yet somehow the government takes a bunch of money and they just throw it to whatever they want except us. Except us, the people. The people. So it's a big problem with that. Now let me show you this video where it emphasizes so many of the problems of the states that go on full liberal. And I don't know if we want that for the rest of America. Clearly that was the channel.
Ordinary, boring life in a red state. Why not visit California? California is a premium state with premium ideas. We've got the highest housing prices, gas, and taxes of any state.
Sorry, it's hard not to laugh, bro.
Better.
This dude.
See our breathtaking beaches, our majestic, mostly peaceful forests.
That's what I'm talking about.
Family-friendly Dodger game.
You see this?
There are always plenty of free campsites, and the best
part,
you can go to the bathroom anywhere you want.
That's a fact. That's a fact. If me as a Puerto Rican, I could go to one of these liberal cities and I could basically do whatever I want. And they won't do anything because I'm Puerto Rican. They see me as, like, oh my God, we mustn't, like, some kind of pity racism type shit, you know? Like, what the hell are you? But there's people that are bad and they will take advantage of that. Like, dude, I'm going to do whatever I want in this city because you ain't going to do nothing about it. If there's people taking a shit in the middle of the street and you're not going to do nothing about it, then I'm sure I could get away with crossing the street wherever I want, cursing somebody out. Like, I'm sure I could do these things because why would you stop me? So that just emphasizes more crime. Let's keep seeing.
Want to meet new people? We've got you covered. With a huge wave of illegal immigrants coming over the border each and every day.
This video is rough. Oh,
diversity is
accept the risk.
You may have heard it's expensive here, but not to worry. Try a smash and grab.
Damn.
We won't stop you. We've got everything the red states have. Well, except for water,
That was rough.
electricity, and fresh air. Oh, and there's a lot of traffic. But hey, you might meet a real movie star, or even Kurt Cameron. So come on down to a state where the possibilities are endless. And so are the taxes.
Oh.
And crime. And cost of living. And regulations. And
Wow.
woke nonsense in schools. And blackouts.
Wow.
And the brownouts. And the wildfires. And the earthquakes. And the sewage spills. And the droughts. And much more. California. A little taste of America's future.
A little taste of America's future, bro. That's scary. That's really scary, bro. Like, not for nothing, but if you have common sense, you see why this is scary. We don't want this. Nobody wants. No, like, we don't want those few things, but they double down. And nowadays, you have AOC fighting more for illegal immigrants than Puerto Ricans, which is her blood. We got them fighting over stuff that has to do with genders instead of us, the American people. They want to send the money overseas to other countries instead of Puerto Rico. I hear stories that ICE is confusing Puerto Ricans with illegals. Till this day, we've been a part of this country so much, and we're still treated like second-class citizens. At least now, I think things are going to be better in America, country I love and I grew up in, where my kids grew up in. So it's very important for me to make the right choice for my people. And at the end of the day, my people are Puerto Rican people. So hopefully we get something out of this. Hopefully they look our way and recognize that we want to be a state, we want better rights, and we want to be helped. And you should help us more than you should be helping some crazy religion or whatever on the other side of the world. Even though I have nothing against Jewish people, I love the Israeli people. Don't get me wrong. They're our allies, and I just believe that you cannot call somebody a Nazi that's defending Israelis. Like, dude, what did the Nazis do? Kill Israelis. And, you know, like, just the thought, bro. Just common sense. The Nazis are always going to be the people that genocide Israeli people. That's what they're known for. And I love the Israeli people, so don't get me wrong. But America first, Puerto Rico should be there as well. America, Guam, and Hawaii. America, bro. That's America. America. Nobody should be left behind. And till this day, like I said, white people keep being racist, and black people are the people that are our brothers, that accept us and don't treat us any different. Ain't that some shit, bro? But that's just opinion of some random dude online, your boy, the Hispanic American. Guys, if you want to show some support, I'll put a link eventually somewhere below or in the description. I would really appreciate you guys. This is going to be my place to basically talk about these things. And I know I'm going to get the hell censored about it. And I would really appreciate your support so I could keep pushing this forward. And the like-minded people could meet. The comments are open for discussion. So we could open up and give our opinions on what's what. Thank you guys for being awesome. And I'll see you next time. Peace out.